Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name's Chris Kalabukas, and once again we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking AI, startups, and the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, we talk about AI, startups, and the future on this show. But if you want a podcast that's more focused specifically on AI, check out our sister podcast at aidaily.us. aidaily.us is a podcast and a blog which focuses specifically on breaking news in AI. It is curated by my team and processed by AI. But each and one of those news items are things that you're not going to hear. You're going to hear it first in aidaily.us as opposed to other newsletters that you may cover. So check it out, aidaily.us, sister newsletter and podcast to this show. I read the other day, and of course, this is what happens everywhere, all the time. I read the other day that the city of Chicago has decided in its wisdom to tax AI. That's right, folks. The city of Chicago, looking for places to gather additional income, has decided to tax generative AI. So if anybody decides to use generative AI in the city of Chicago, that organization will be taxed on top of the myriad set of taxes that they pay today. First of all, here we go, where brand new technologies, brand new innovations, brand new helpful innovations that could improve humanity are immediately slammed with things like taxes. These are things that could improve the lot of humanity in the world, but immediately slammed with taxes. So, isn't there something else that could be taxed? Isn't there some way that they could reduce their budgets in other directions? No. Anything that's new, anything that's different, anything that can be used to improve the world is immediately taxed. Now, those of you who've listened to the show for a long time understand that I am a libertarian. And one of my positions is that we should, and if you ask me, most people are libertarians because they would like A, to be left alone to do whatever they want as long as they don't hurt anybody else, and B, to have as much money in their pockets as they can. So, freedom and low taxes. And when I see this sort of thing happening, it annoys me. It annoys me because here we have some new technologies that could be incredibly beneficial to us. And we're already starting to look at taxing them. We're already starting to look at figuring out some ways of tearing them down instead of propping them up. Now you might say, well, that's just the city of Chicago. They don't have any money. They need money, so let them do that. It's the tip of the iceberg, folks. It's the tip of the iceberg. Whenever something like this is initially attacked, other cities will look at it and go, oh, well, we need money. Let's us tax AI, and you tax AI, and you tax AI. And who do you think is going to be hammered by AI taxes? The consumer. The consumer. Because whenever these taxes come in, even if it's a corporate tax, it doesn't really matter because it eventually trickles down to the consumer. That's the way of the world when it comes to taxation. It doesn't matter if it's a corporate tax. That corporate tax is embedded in the cost of what you buy as a human. So seeing the city of Chicago start to tax AI, that doesn't bode well for the future of AI. Because the people who are going to be hammered by that are the small startups, are the companies that are trying to use AI to build products and services that help people. And if they have to be taxed in the use of AI, then they're less likely to use it and use it effectively. So, City of Chicago may be the start, but we're going to see it elsewhere as well, and it's unfortunate. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.